Hello once again, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to the continuation of our revision session, the ultimate guide in your mathematics for grade 10. This is preparing you for your exams in June, or if you're writing in November, this is very relevant. And as I said in the previous lesson, we are looking at this topic, special angles, trig ratios, and I showed you how to come about what we call this, drawing the special triangles. These are special triangles. I just showed you how to go about it, and I'm just going to summarize it, and we looked at some questions, but I will encourage you grab hold of the previous lesson. So we are continuing here with this session, but I say to you, if you are drawing a special triangle, you don't need to stress. You just come up with, there are two of them, the 45. So this is when you've got the 45, and then the other one is when you've got the 30/60. Alright, but here you must rely on your calculator. So I started with a 60, but you know that this is also 30, and it's also good to identify your opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse. And we said when there is a 90 degrees and that line, they are on the same side. You see this? It becomes your adjacent, this is your opposite side, and this is your hypotenuse side. Similarly, if I give you this line here, it becomes what? Your adjacent. See, adjacent to the 90, so your A, your O, and your H. And with the 90, let me separate them. With the 45, what you need to know, you have got a 1, 1, root 2. And then with the 30/60, you have got a 1, a what? A 2, and a root 3. I think these are the numbers that you must get comfortable with. So take a calculator and you say, for example, what is 10/45? See, it's 1, meaning it's 1 over 1. So 10, you remember 10 theta, 10 SOHCAHTOA is opposite over adjacent, which is 1 over 1. So there it is, 1, 1 is going there, root 2 comes here. You do the same thing on the other one. You say cos 60, for example, is 1 over root 2. So cos 60, is 1 over 2. Now cos, as you know, SOHCAHTOA. SOHCA is adjacent over hypotenuse. Where is adjacent? It says 1. And then where is hypotenuse? It says 2. Then this one is root 3. So you've got 1, 2, root 3. So this is how you sketch them. Then you can use them in simplifying anything you want to simplify. Alright, so let's come back to this question. It says here, we need to determine without the use of a calculator. You see, they say don't use a calculator, but you must use it intelligently. So there it is, cos 30 plus 10/60. So what you do, take a calculator and find what is cos 30. There, cos 30. What it will give you, you see, root 3 over 2. No one will know that you did punch cos 30, because I can claim I used what? I can claim that I used my special triangles, because this is special angle. What about 10/60? 10/60 equal to, see, root 3. No one will know that I used that, because I can even use this part here. 10/60, for example, let's say I used this triangle to say 10/60. Remember, 10 is opposite over adjacent. Now 60, my opposite is what? Is root 3. And then over what? Over 1. You just say over 1. Alright, that's it. And then cos 30, again, cos 30. You saw the cos 30. It was root 3 over 2. Why? Because this is now the adjacent. There is root 3 and 2 is that. So no one will really know. You just have to write it as the calculator gives you. For example, so here cos 30 is equal to root 3 over 2 plus 10/60. What it gave us? It gave us root 3, but you just say over 1, then equal to, then find the common denominator there. That's when you need to try to add this up yourself. Now 2 plus 2, 2 into 2, 1 times that is root 3. Now plus 1 into that, it's 2 times root 3. See, You need at least to show now that you know what you are doing in there. Alright, then from there, that's addition of fractions. Root 3 plus root 3, this is a 1, then 1 plus 2, it's 3 root 3 over 2. So then it's a matter of knowing how to apply the fractions. Then test it quickly with your calculator just to see if ever you did the right thing. So let me use a calculator here. So what do I have? Cos 30. Just be careful to close the bracket. Plus 1060. See that? Equal to the 3 root 3 over 2. Just keep on checking that so that you know that you're using the right thing. Next one, what is it saying? Sin 45 over cos 45 minus 5 cosec 90 plus 3 times square 30 equal to, see, you punch the calculator as is, trust me. What is sin 45? Look at this, sin 45 equal to root over 2, but you don't write root over 2. If you follow my previous lesson, I told you root over 2, they will pick up that you use the calculator. What you say 1 over root 2, because it shows you used a special triangle. See, 1 over root 2 is root 2 over 2. What about cos 45? It's the same thing. See, root 2 over 2. So here, of sin 45, you say 1 over square root of 2 over 1 over square root of 2. See that? Minus 5. You can't tell that I used a calculator here, because even the special angles will do this. But if you say here root 2 over 2, they will come and penalize you there, because there is no, you use the calculator, because that's the value you get from the calculator. Now 5 cosec 90, you must remind yourself what is cosec. It's 5 over sin 90. See that? Then plus 3, and then you put a bracket. Now 10 squared 30. So that you do that to put square. That's what the square means. But you punch 1030 on the calculator and find out what is 1030. You see, root 3 over 3. But you don't write such. When you get such numbers, remember it comes from 1 over root 3. Look at it, equal to root 3 over 3. So that's what I write. Instead I write 1 over root 3. But if I come here and write root 3 over 3, they'll penalize me. So those are the two I said you must be careful of. This one, 1 over root 2, you write that, don't write root 2 over 2. This is the calculator version. 1 over root 3 is the correct one. Don't write root 3 over 3 is the calculator version. Just to twist it like that, then you're good to go. Then from there, cos 45, see, this over this is the same thing. It will give you 1 minus 5 over, then you come to sin 90. Again, punch it with the calculator. Sin 90 equal to, gives me a 1, you see. No one will know. I mean, it's a special angle. Just leave it like that. Plus 3, and then you simplify that 1 over root 3 square. Take a calculator and do that. No one will know that you use the calculator, because anyone can simplify this. This is 1 over 3. I know that that is 1 over 3. But, well, let's do that, because you might be saying, where did you get 1 over 3? There it is, squared. 1 over 3. See? 1 over 3. See that? Which is equal to 1 minus 5, because 5 divided by 1 is minus 5. Cancel that 3 there. Plus 1, which is equal to 1 minus 5 minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. The answer that I get there is what? Minus 3. But do you leave it like that? Take a calculator. Now let me show you how you simplify this to get minus 3. You start from saying sin 45 over cos 45 minus 5. Now cosec, don't forget, it's better for you to do this. Say 5 times, then you do this. Remember, cosec is 1 over sin. So 1 over sin 90. You must know that. That's how you put it. Plus, now 3 times 10 squared. You also put a bracket. You say 10, 30. You close the calculators. 30. You close that bracket of the calculator, you close the one you opened, you put squared equal to 30 minus 3. Go again over this video, check what I did. It will make sense to you. Okay, let me not erase everything. Let me leave those ones that I left on top there. Next one, without use of a calculator, they say don't use the calculator, but you know you must use it for marks. Now, sin 45, guys, you saw that 45 was 1 over root 2, which I did that. So I can come here, I don't have to say much here. Sin squared 45 equal to, look, it's 1 over square root of 2, but that is squared because it's sin squared. Told you that the squared, you do that, remove it there, you put it there. Alright, and you know that it's 1 over root 2. Check with the calculator. Minus now, what is cos 60? I bring my calculator and say cos 60 is 1 over 2. Just write it like that. 1 over 2 will always be 1 over 2. See? Plus, now look, 10. See, when they give you funny numbers like that, they are not special angles. But there is a trick there. 10 and cot. Look, what is 10? It's 10 now times what is cot? Cot is 1 over 10. So it's 10 times 1 over 10. See that? Which is equal to, because this actually cancels to give you a 1. That's why you didn't need to bother much there. And then 1 over square root of 2 squared, use a calculator to find out what is that. But you know that this is simple 1 over 2. If you know your multiplication is 1 over square root of 2, not 5. If it's square root of 5, it will be 1 over 5. If you square that, it's the number there as is at the bottom, 1 over 2. So you've got 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 plus 1. Then half minus half becomes 0. The answer symbol becomes a 1. Do you leave it like that? I say no. Test it with your calculator. Say that it gives you 1. Now, how do you do sin squared bracket so that you can square outside? So it's like bracket and you square that. Then you put that inside though, which is what? Sin what? You see the calculator will open a bracket, say 45, and you close that one. Are you saying that? And then minus cos 60, you close it. Plus, now look, 10 times, then you say 1 over, remember cot is 10. But you know this automatically give us a 1. There the answer is 1, which is what we got. Guys, mustn't be complicated. Don't complicate it. It's marks forgiven. This section you must just use it as a way of collecting marks. Now without the use of a calculator, show all steps. See? Determine the value of the following 4 marks. This one. Now you have to just continue and then use a calculator here. What is cos 0? They won't know that you use the calculator. Cos 0, because I can use special angles. I mean cos 0 is 1. So cos 0 is 1. How will you know that? How did I get 1? I mean, you cannot tell because I know it's a special angle. And then sin 60, you put a bracket and then use a calculator again. Punch sin 60 and see what it gives you. So sine 60. Then root 3 over 2. This one you just leave it like that. It's always like that. Root 3 over 2, and then what you say? You say squared, and then plus 2. So they wanted to check you. There is our 45. You must remember 45. What did I say? If you say sin 45 equal to, it gives you root 2 over 2, but you don't write that. You say 1 over what? Square root of 2. That's where they always want to catch you there. Oh, here it's square root of 2, sorry. You see? So that they give it intentionally so that this square root of 2 and that square root of 2, they neutralize each other. And then equal to 1 plus, here, square root of 3 over 2 squared. That square root will become 3 over 4. But don't write it like that. You use a calculator. You don't want to lose marks now. Just take a calculator, say root 3 over 2. You lose nothing. I mean, you stand a chance to gain everything. There it is, 3 over 4. do it individually now, because they said show all steps. Then there is 3 over 4 plus, if you don't know this, you can write it square root of 2. If you feel you're confused, you can also do the calculator here and say, but I don't see how you got a 1. You're there, square root of 2, then you multiply, bracket, then fraction, and then say 1 over root 2. Use the calculator, guys. Just rely on it. There it is. I got a 1. See? 8 plus 1, which is equal to 1 plus this 1 plus 1 there. I add is 2 plus 3 over 4, which is what? 2 and 3 over 4. Then improper 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11 over 4. You know, you can just use a calculator also to say what is 2 and 3 over 4. 2 plus 3 over 4. You don't have to stress. That it is 11 over 4. Guys, you get how many marks? You are getting away with 4 marks just like that. Come on, you just have to be clever also. Use, again, show all steps. This is now 5 marks. What do they want to solve? Find the value of x. There it is. As I keep on saying, use the calculator. But now, this is an equation. So it's x times, you find 1060. With what? With the calculator, of course. Let's do it. 1060. It gives me what? Root 3. So this one is root 3 over 1. I'm going to write it as a root 3, but over 1. See? So I'm going to say times square root of 3 over 1, because I'm using my special angles. It just divided by 1 is equal to cos 50. You see? They won't give you funny numbers. Cos and sec. It's one thing, you see? But let's leave it there, because they are not special angles, but you must know sec is 1 over cos. What about cos 30? So they won't give you things without sense. Cos 30 is equal to root 3 over 2. See? And then let's do that. What about 1045? 1045 is 1. You must know such. Now 1045 equal to 1. So you say 1 over 1. So let's do it. So you have here cos 50 times cos 30. We said what? Root 3 over 2 times sec is 1 over cos 50. See how they did it? Then all over 1045, which is 1 over 1. Always write such, because it shows we are using what? Special angles. This is x times root 3 is root 3 x, you see, is equal to, that one will always cancel out like that. Right, 1 over 1, I mean this thing divided by 1 becomes simple, root 3 over 2. And then how do you simplify this? Then here you multiply by 1 over root 3, the inverse, so that this goes. And you also multiply here by 1 over root 3. What you do on the left, you do on the right. There is your x is equal to, this cancels, so 1 times 1 is 1 over 2. Then you get your answer there. Then, but do you leave it like that? No, you can't leave it like that. You test it. Let's test the what you call, you test the right hand side and say what it gives you. So if I say on the right hand side cos 50 times cos 30, alright, and then I say times sec. Remember, we said sec is bracket 1 over cos 50. We do that, alright, all over 1045. Then you close that, equal to, okay, 0,8660. Look at this number, 0,8660. What about 1060? It will also give you the same thing. There it is. Okay, it's giving me something different. What did I miss there? Let me check again. Let's do it again. Oh yes, that answer, root 3 over, and then if I say divided, if I take this number and okay, that can I do? Let me do this. Remember here, just to show you, here I'll divide by 1060. Even here I'll divide by 1060. Alright, if I do that, then it can give me my answer straight away. Look at this, because I've got the left hand side and the right hand side. So my answer is supposed to be a half, by the way. So I do this fraction, cos 50, like we did, cos 50. Right, close the bracket, times cos 30. You close the bracket, times fraction what? 1, not 1 fraction, is 1 over cos, again 50. Are you getting that? And then all over 1045. Now this 60 will go to top. It's same as saying 1045 times 1060. That's what it simply means, equal to base 1 over 2. Are you with me? So that is how you can do that. Or if you wanted, I could have done this. Remove that 1045. I say equal to, I find my answer here, and then I say divide by 1060. Answer divided by 1060, because I must divide that answer by 1060. There is a half. Alright, so depends what you want to do, but it will give you your answer straight away. Alright, then just wrapping this thing up. Look, simplify without a calculator. I think you guys can see now there is no story here. Cosec, you see, they will give you simple things. If they don't give you a special angle, ask yourself, why did they give me 20 and cosec? It's same as saying 1. Remember, cosec is 1 over sin 20 times sin 20. See, these already are cancelling each other. Plus 1045, I think we have already seen, it's 1 over 1 times sec 60, which is 1. Now sec 60, again, this is what you do. Remember, sec is 1 over cos. So you just invert cos 60 there. So you take a calculator, ask yourself, what is cos 60? Which is what? 1 over 2. What is sec 60? So it's 1 over 1 over 2. So 1 divided by answer, you see, is 2 over 1. So here you say times 2 over 1. And then over cot 45. Now 1045 is 1. So cot 45 is also 1 over 1. Check with the calculator. Say 1 over 1 over 1 is 1. Times sin 90 is also 1. Because if you work them so much, you now know what it means. Cancel there, cancel there. So you've got 1 plus 1 times 2, which is 2 over 1 times 1 over 1. The answer simply becomes what? 3. Can we test it? Yes, let's test it and see what it gives us. There it is here. Start there by saying fraction cosec is 1 over sin 20 times sin 20 plus, okay, before that, plus what? 1045, right, times sec, which is 1 over cos 60, and then right at the bottom there, cot 90, you say 1 over 10, I mean cot 1 over 1045, not cot 90, times what? Sin 90, like that, then equal to 3. Guys, you don't have to stress yourself here. So guys, that's how you work this thing out. And then I think lastly, to wrap this thing up for the last time, look at this. Says a right angle triangle ABC with sides, I think they wanted to say A and C, and angle theta is drawn below. So with sides, what? Let's call that side with sides A, B, and C, and then angle theta is drawn below. Now write down the ratio in terms of what? A, B, C, and theta. Cos theta, obviously in terms of that. Cos, remember, cos theta is adjacent SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAH. Cos is ka. So it's A over H. right? So you need to understand which one is your adjacent. Look for the 90 degrees, there it is. Look for the angle, there it is. Then that line is what? Adjacent. So there is the adjacent. The hypotenuse is the longest line, which is that. So the simple thing here is B over C. Then sin 90 minus theta. Now, if this is theta, this is 90, this is 90 minus theta. So what is sine there? If you are using this angle line, you erase here also. Look at this. I've got my 90 degrees, and then I've got my line like this. See that? So this becomes now my adjacent, this becomes my opposite. And then so for sin is equal to O over H. Simple thing, it's B over C. You can see then that cos theta is equal to sin 90 minus theta. It's a common one there. Guys, we've come to the end of our lesson. In the next lesson, I'm going to look at trig ratios, also application, whereby now you are solving some real application questions here. You see, you solve some of these questions application, and I want you to join me in the next lesson. Also, trigonometric graphs are coming. These you don't want to miss. We've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you.